Welcome everyone to the Cities and County Subcommittee. Today is February 4, 2026. We welcome all members and guests. The committee will be in order. Will the clerk open the board, please? Will the members now register your presence? Madam Clerk.
Mr. Chairman, you have 5 members present. You have a quorum.
Thank you, Madam Clerk. We do have a quorum at this time. Do any members wish to recognize any guests or have any personal orders? Seeing none, we will now take up today's calendar. The first bill on our calendar is House Bill 1501 by Leader Lambert. Is there a motion? Second, do we hear a second? We have a motion and a second on House Bill 1501. Leader Lambert, do you have an amendment for this bill?
Yes, sir, Mr. Chairman.
It is 12176.
Yes, sir, Mr. Chairman.
Is there a motion on the amendment?
Second.
We have a motion and a second on the amendment. Leader Lambert, you are recognized on the amendment.
Mr. Chairman, that is to make it crystal clear. In the original language of the bill, we thought there was at least some question as to whether or not a fee would be collected for this registered agent. And the amendment makes it absolutely clear, shall not collect any fee from a REIT filing the form. There is to be no fee for just registering an agent with the local city.
Okay, thank you. Members, do you have a question on the amendment? Seeing no hands, is there objection to the question? Hearing no objection, all in favor of the amendment say aye. Aye. Opposed say no. The ayes have it. And now we're back on Bill 1501 as amended. Leader Lambert.
Thank you, Mr. Chairman and members of the committee. REITs are a somewhat popular legal mechanism that some folks will utilize in owning property. It does shield ownership information and all of that type of thing, and that's perfectly fine. But unfortunately for cities like some of the cities in my district, and probably y'all's as well, they don't have anybody to call. If the grass is too tall, if there's some sort of an issue with city codes or anything else, it's not like you can just go look up the deed and you have someone there that you can contact. So this would create a registered agent so that they at least have a name and a number on who to contact if there's an issue with the property. There's no fee that can be associated with this at all, unless someone obviously does not follow the rules, and then it would fall under the normal $50 fine for not actually registering an agent. That's the only thing that would be associated here. Now, many of these that are out of state already have to have a registered agent with the Secretary of State to be sued if there were any kind of lawsuit associated with their REIT. We don't care who owns them. We're not asking who owns them. We're just saying, look, if a REIT owns one, if one of your local cities passes by a 2/3 majority that they would like to have a registered agent from that REIT, then they would have to do so. And that way, at least they've got somebody to contact. Mr. Chairman, that's what the bill does. I stand ready for questions.
Members, Representative Mitchell, you're recognized.
Yeah, thank you, Mr. Chair. Yeah, I'm just trying to figure out how are you going to locate the REIT? So, other than, the $50 fine, which they won't care about anyway, especially if they're a corporation, how are you going to figure out who's not filing?
Leader Lambert.
So the best we can do is require that they do so. And so obviously these are relatively well-shielded organizations. It would take a lot of hard work and shoe leather on someone's part to figure out where to contact, but I like to think the best of people in the world. And I do think the majority of these REITs are owned by folks that are upstanding individuals. Some are not. And so if we say that they're required to at least have a registered agent, and again, all we're talking about is a name, telephone number, and physical address where they can mail something, like that's it. And it can be anybody they want to pick. It doesn't have to be anybody that owns it or associated with it or whatever. When it comes to registered agents, sometimes there are folks that actually almost kind of make a living from that, my understanding. They're the registered agent for a whole bunch of different entities. That's fine too. Just somebody to contact. If you get some scofflaw that just absolutely won't do it, the $50 fine could add up over time. But as you say, it is only $50. And for many of these entities, they're pretty large. It's not an exorbitant fee, but again, I'm starting out with just trying to get a registered agent here in hopes that most of these entities will just follow the law. I mean, it's a pretty minimal fine. It's almost insignificant. I fully admit that. But we just want them to do a registered agent.
Representative Mitchell.
I'm good. Thank you.
Representative Butler, you're recognized, sir.
Thank you, Mr. Chairman. This is not in any way, shape, form, or fashion the beginning to start registering businesses or individuals that own rental property.
Leader Lambert.
Absolutely not. But there are no end of emails that have arrived at my office that somehow or another have not read this bill and assume that it is. It just doesn't do that. There are lots of other bills that have done that over the years. This is a registered agent. I mean, it is literally who can we contact? We're not asking them for ownership information. We're not. Now, if the REIT sells to somebody else, then yeah, they should let the city know, hey, by the way, don't call us anymore. We sold the thing. So, and that's included in the bill, but it is not the beginning, the middle, or the end of any type of registry. It's an agent.
Representative Butler.
Thank you, Mr. Chairman. I just wanted to make sure that was clear. I understood the bill to be just exactly what you just said it was, and wanted to be clear that this did not have anything to do with adding any kind of registry for any groups or individuals or anything. Thank you, Mr. Chairman.
Is there any more discussion on House Bill 1501? Is there objection to the question? Hearing none, we're ready to vote. Madam Clerk, would you prepare the board, please, for voting? Members, will you cast your vote? Has every member voted? Does any member wish to change their vote? Madam Clerk, take the vote.
Mr. Chairman, you have 7 ayes and 0 noes.
The ayes prevail. House Bill 1501 moves next available calendar of state and local government. Thank you, Leader. At this time, the next bill, the sponsor is myself. I'll be passing the gavel to Chairman Crawford.
All right, next bill on today's agenda is House Bill 1488 by Chairman Moon. Got a proper motion and second. I don't see any amendments. Chairman Moon, you're recognized on House Bill 1488.
Thank you, Mr. Chairman. This bill comes from myself and a good friend, Executive Director of Tennessee County Commission Association, Charlie Curtis. What the bill does is says that when a new county commission is seated, the rules in place at that time, the local rules in place become the temporary rules of the newly seated commission. And they're not for 90 days. They may be adopted, readopted, amended within that 90 days by majority vote. Thereafter, they become the permanent rules, local rules, and may be amended by a 2/3 vote. Additionally, the bill provides that the latest version or the latest edition of Robert's Rules of Order will become the parliamentary authority for that county legislative body. That's what the bill does, Mr. Chairman.
Thank you. You've heard the explanation of the sponsor. Are there any questions for the sponsor? Question. Representative Mitchell, you're recognized.
Question on the bill.
Question has been called on the bill. Without objection, we're ready to vote on House Bill 1488. Moving on to state and local full. All those in favor, please vote yes. Those opposed, no. Has every member voted? Does any member wish to change their vote? Madam Clerk, you will close the board and announce the vote.
Mr. Chairman, you have 7 ayes and 0 noes.
Bill moves on to state and local full.
Thank you, Mr. Chairman.
Next bill we have on today's agenda is House Bill 1489 by Chairman Moon. Chairman Moon, you're recognized on House Bill 1489. Do we have a motion? Second. Proper motion and second on the bill. You're recognized, sir.
Thank you, Mr. Chairman. Thank you, members. This bill has come to me from a constituent who has suffered many, many years cancer. He is an arson investigator for Blount County Sheriff's Department. As you know, since the 110th General Assembly, we have passed presumptive cancer for our firefighters. Arson investigators who are full-time arson investigators for a sheriff's department in the state of Tennessee and Tennessee Bureau of Investigation, TBI arson investigators would be covered under the same presumptive cancers as the firefighters that we have in the past. There's approximately 39 to 40 members. We see the TBI taking on more of a role and the sheriff's department taking less. So basically what this bill does is it picks up the arson investigators. Thank you, Mr. Chairman.
You've heard the explanation of the sponsor. Are there any questions for the sponsor? Seeing none, we're ready to vote on House Bill 1489. Moving on to state and local government full. Madam Clerk, you will open the board for voting. Please vote yes and no if you disagree. So every member voted. Does any member wish to change their vote? Madam Clerk, you'll close the board and announce the vote.
Mr. Chairman, you have 7 ayes and 0 noes.
Bill moves on to state and local full. Next bill on our agenda is House Bill 1516 by Chairman Moon. Do I have a motion? Proper motion and second. Chairman Moon, you're recognized.
Thank you, Mr. Chairman and members. This bill makes municipalities line up with counties from the standpoint of adopting an annual budget. At this time, we have 12 cities or municipalities in the state of Tennessee that are operating without an annual budget. What this would require, that the cities would adopt a budget on the first day of the fiscal year, July 1st, and if they did not adopt the budget, then they would have 2 months. They'd operate on the previous year's budget. There could be the third month if they can show a compelling reason why they couldn't adopt a budget. One of those may have been Hurricane Helene or some other disaster, but that would have to receive approval from the comptroller's office. If the municipality has an LEA and they start the fiscal year without a budget, this LEA would be funded at the same level as the previous year with the MOE, maintenance of effort, being met, and TISA. So that could go actually for a 3-year period. At the end of 3 years, then the LEA would receive a 3% increase. The other section of the bill only deals with cities without an LEA, and they only have 3 months then at the most. Mr. Chairman, I stand ready for questions.
You've heard the explanation of the sponsor. Are there any questions for the sponsor? Seeing none, I think we're ready to vote. Please vote yes in favor, or those no and opposed. Madam Clerk, you will open the board for voting. So every member voted. Does any member wish to change their vote? Madam Clerk, you'll close the board and announce the vote.
Mr. Chairman, you have 7 ayes and 0 noes.
House Bill 1516 will move on to state and local full.
Thank you, Mr. Chairman, and thank you, members.
Before you pass recognize me.
Okay. At this time, I'll recognize Vice Chairman Wright.
Thank you, Chairman Crawford. During presentations this committee this afternoon, a name was called, Charlie Curtis, and I need the committee to ask if he'd like to respond to his name being called. Thank you, Mr. Chairman.
We don't have that much time. No, I'm kidding. I'll pass the gavel back to Chairman Moon.
Thank you, Chairman Crawford. Thank you, Mr. Curtis, for being here. That concludes today's calendar. Does any member have any announcements? Hearing none, without objection, we'll stand adjourned. Hearing no objection, we are adjourned.